and welcome to the Crossley Family Activity Complex. We're at Liberty North High School for tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, as we've got girls Suburban Gold Conference soccer and a city rivalry game to boot, as you've got Liberty on the road taking on Liberty North on a senior night here for the Eagles. Hi everybody, Kevin White, Dave Borchert, our entire Spectrum Sports broadcast crew on a balmy night here in Liberty, as the way we're dressed here, cold and in the 40s. As we get ready for this city rivalry game. They've already played, Dave, back in March. Liberty North winning 3-1. So what should we expect tonight?
Liberty North is loaded. On paper, they're the better team, but it's a rivalry game, and you never really know what will happen.
Time now for the Hy-Vee player profile. Let's start with Jericho Freegon for the Blue Jays.
She's going to need to carry the team. 5 goals, 2 assists on the season. Definitely one of the stars on offense. Dangerous with free kicks from up to 35 yards out. And watch for her. She's definitely a focus for the Liberty North defense tonight.
And for the Eagles, one of the top players in the city, that's Megan Hinnenkamp.
Yep, she's going to be going to the University of Florida, part of a dynamic duo up top. She already has 10 goals on the year. She's going to be an absolute handful.
Big ball game in Liberty tonight. The Eagles and the Blue Jays. Girls soccer is the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Back with the opening kickoff right after this. The Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Chilly night in Liberty. Temperatures in the upper 40s, and the wind's blowing, so it's even colder than that. But it is a special night here, as it's senior night, as they're having a pink out, and honoring their seniors tonight are the Eagles of Liberty North, undefeated on the year, and they are coached by Steve Person, and his team is 7-0 in the conference, and they are just running roughshod over everybody. They beat a very good Lee Summit West team on a Wednesday in their last game, and that was 3-1. There's their lineup. Now, this is a special lineup for tonight's proceedings, as the seniors all getting in there to be honored tonight on their senior night. So some of their normal starters not in that lineup, but the seniors getting their just due tonight.
Yeah, and I think we'll see quite a few substitutions, and maybe 15 minutes for some of the players that don't often get the starting nod. But you do see some big names in there, including Hinnenkamp, who we talked about. So Liberty North, very strong squad, and we'll see their full strength as this game progresses tonight.
Steve Person in his 11th year, and he's closing on 150 wins. There's Tyler Nash, the young coach who just got married recently, back on April the 9th. New wife Casey, his team won a game earlier in the day, and then he got married later in the day. So congratulations to him. His team comes in with a record of 8-4, and they are 4-3 in conference play. And he is in his 6th year. He won a state title back in 2019. His lineup looking like this. We'll see 2 keepers tonight. Watts will start the game. Mueller will play the second half. Schultz is a very good midfielder, but Freegon is their leading scorer. But the last time these teams met, it was Mackenzie Smith with a set-piece goal, and Liberty actually led 1-0 before they gave up 3 unanswered goals to Liberty North back on March 28th and lost that game 3-1. There's the Blue Jays. Once again, 8-4 on the year. But when you look at their losses, Dave, I mean, they lost to St. Teresa's Academy, Liberty North, Lee Summit West, and Lee Summit North. I mean, those are all good teams right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And when you look at it, this could be that opportunity for a big breakthrough win against a really good Liberty North squad. Coach Nash told us this week, we're just trying to get better each game and each day. Not a ton of varsity experience on this team. They lost a lot of their big-name seniors after last season, so it'll be an interesting matchup tonight.
Right now, we're going to pause and honor America with our national anthem here at Liberty North. Anthem here at the Liberty North Athletic Complex, Crossley Family Athletic Complex. Your officials for today's game will be Luke Schwartz, Nate Wagner, and Najib Nasir. Nasir and Wagner, the ARs, and the man in the middle will be Schwartz. Liberty in white. In all blue will be the home team of Liberty North. These teams played 3 games last year. They're in the same conference. They're also in the same district. They split their conference games, but in the all-important district game, it was all Liberty North winning 4-0. And this season they went 15-4. They were tied for the conference crown. There's their big star, Megan Hinnenkamp, following in her footsteps of her sister Lauren, who's now at the University of Central Oklahoma. You're going to love this dynamic duo when Theo Reedis gets out there along with Hinnenkamp. I mean, you talk about Batman and Robin, they will get after you on the counter. Liberty, on the other hand, this is a team that is 8-4 on the year. Last year, 13-8, but they have won 3 of their last 4. But let's see how they do against this Liberty North outfit on their senior night. As I think we're about ready to go. Once again, the weather is chilly, and it's another windy night, so we're pretty much on par weather-wise for the month of April in spring sports, as the weather has been terrible throughout the month for all the spring sports. As I talked to Lane Green, the athletic director, he says every time we have a game, the weather is terrible. So, but it hasn't stopped the Eagles. 9-0, Dave. So they seem to be able to make it work, whether it's nice outside or not.
Yeah, no doubt. Liberty North is a team that, really solid all over the field. They play a 3-man back line, very good defensively, very good goalkeeper, and 2 great forwards. Liberty's got their star players as well, but where Liberty's pretty solid on defense, they've struggled this year on offense. So we'll see if they can get a goal or 2 tonight. The first goal is always huge in soccer, of course, but maybe even more so tonight for Liberty, knowing that on paper they're more offensively challenged, and falling behind would just make that situation worse.
Again, they've got their seniors, a couple of the girls that don't normally start getting their time, being honored on their senior night. And we'll get the normal starting lineup out on the field for the Eagles. The coach said, a couple of minutes in, he said they'd let them go for a while?
Yeah, probably 10 to 15 minutes for most of the players that are not regular starters. So, yeah, I think by the time we get to on the clock here, the 25-minute mark, something like that, I think we'd see kind of the first choice lineup for Liberty North. So, I think good opportunity for Liberty. Like I said, on paper, they're a bit of an underdog. Maybe they can take advantage here in the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, maybe put a goal in the net and make Liberty North chase the game a little bit. Trying to go long there with a pass, looking for Madeline Monaco, also played basketball, returning starter. Madeline going to Missouri Western as a student. She's in dark blue number 6, as here is the goal kick away. Kenzie Smith doing the honors on the goal kick. Good defensive work there by Lauren Wood, one of the up-and-coming sophomores. Let's take a look at it, Dave.
Yeah, good aggressive play there. No foul. Got all ball. Nice clean slide tackle there, as you mentioned. And now ball being kind of knocked around here in the middle of the park.
Girl to look out for the Blue Jays, Allie Schultz. We saw her with the touch early on, but she's a very skilled player, and now pointing and looking down the field to the big star of Hinnenkamp. They couldn't connect, but Hinnenkamp gets it back and flicks it down the field. No one home. Set the back line for the Blue Jays. Scouting report, this is a fast, aggressive Liberty North team. Take a look at Cameron Schultz, the seniors being honored tonight. She is a twin, her sister Kirsten out there. As you take a look at Coach Person. That's his normal perch. He gets the chair set up, and, well, Spring Sports, Kansas City, he looks like Nanook of the North.
It's probably appropriate tonight. Like you said, it's cold again. It's windy. There's a chance of rain moving in here in the next 15, 20 minutes, it sounds like. So, yeah, might as well be bundled up. We were just out there on the sideline, and I think the wind's officially 12 miles an hour right now. It feels a lot more than that down on the field.
Blue Jays will have a throw. The Blue Jays won a state championship in 2019. They've got state championships in 2010 and 11. Those are what I call the Groom years. Shea Groom, now with the Houston Dash in the NWSL, probably the best player out of Kansas City. Seen for them. He's a former Blue Jay and then went to Texas A&M. Former Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year. She won 2 state championships. That was under Tom Rochkob.
You know, we've been talking about, obviously, the rivalry game aspect to this one. And, you know, talking to the coaches, it's almost like that sort of thing has grown over the years with social media becoming more and more. They were telling us, hey, these girls post about this on Instagram. This is not just trash talk and you're going to, talk when you meet up on the field. This is something that's 24/7 now in the age of social media. So these rivalries are almost even more than they were 15 or 20 years ago.
Now Freegon with some pace up the field. And it looked like that was Ortiz that she was trying to connect with. Jericho has it back. She's headed to K-State. And if the last name is familiar to you, you're thinking, isn't that the football coach's name? Yes, Chad Freegon is her father. And Chad's a K-State guy. He's got another daughter up there at K-State. So they are all about Manhattan and the Wildcats. And there's Jericho. He's got 5 goals on the year, 2 assists.
Like you said, I think when we're talking about danger players for Liberty, it's Schultz in the midfield and Freegon up top. And Freegon is also a big target, not target, but a big danger person in terms of set pieces. She can hit a free kick from 30, maybe even 35 yards out, especially if she gets the win at her back tonight. It's set pieces will be dangerous for Liberty if she has a chance to get her foot on it.
The North contingent wanted a handball on Claire Parker. Nothing called. Fighting hard, and there's a foul whistle on Kirsten Schmaltz. Liberty will have it. Twins are fraternal, so they're not identical twins. Head coach Steve Person, his daughter Emily is a backline player. He has a twin daughter with Emily, that's Shaylin, who does play-by-play of soccer. So she's into the sports media side of things. So we get another whistle and a free kick now for the Eagles. And Lauren Wood, who does their set pieces, and she can score it. This is... Let's take another look here as there's the foul. And Lauren Wood, who got fouled, will do the set piece. Wood trying to work against the double team, but whistle and a foul on the Eagles.
Ref's calling it tight tonight, huh? There's a few plays here in the last 30 seconds with some contact, but a little surprised to hear the whistle and the foul called.
Schultz, who has speed, who has skills. And the pass is intercepted. Not much doing offensively. This has been a midfielder scrum tonight.
And not much consistent possession either, really. A team getting the ball, and seems like the other team wins possession back within 15 or 20 seconds. And Liberty North's had it here for a second, but now it's going to go right back to Liberty.
Well, we'll see ECAT here coming in pretty soon, and she's a little tiny Greek girl, and she's super fast and super exciting player. And I have a feeling the Liberty North offense will kick it up another gear. As here is Bohonic. Ball knocked out. It'll be a throw-in for the North Eagles. Good defensive work there by Bree Bradfield Woodhead, also known as BBW, junior defender.
Really nice job by her to save a corner kick. If you watch the replay here, it looks like this ball was deflecting off her and about to just roll over for a corner. Barely saved it. Maybe even went over the end line, but ends up being a throw-in, and now possession going to go back to Liberty, it looks like.
I think I said Bohonic. That was 16. That was Hinnenkamp, who's the All-Stater that's headed to Florida, who was causing trouble there with their 10 goals, 3 assists. She's had 4 games where she scored 2 goals, but believe me when I tell you this, when number 2 in dark blue is out there, that is who helps her the most, because ECAT is a great crosser of the soccer ball and really makes Hinnenkamp go. But this is a senior night lineup by Steve Person, so Theorides is not in the ball game. Hinnenkamp lets one go from distance, but a nice save there by Watts.
Like you said, ECAT can distribute the ball and set up goals, but she can also score as well. She has double-digit goals this year, so when she comes on, that will be a game changer. And pretty good long-range shot there from Hinnenkamp, but pretty routine save at the end of the day. She struck it well, but right at the goalkeeper.
Another Kansas City player played at Florida, Parker Roberts, who is on the under-17 U.S. national team. Originally went to KU and then transferred to the University of Florida. I passed on that message to Hinnenkamp, and she said, I don't know who she is. So the age gap is there. Parker Roberts played quite a bit of time ago. A couple of Gators from Kansas City. And now here's Freegon to take away.
Liberty's certainly bringing the fight here early in the match. This is not an instance where one team is psyched out by the other or they feel like they're an underdog. You see Liberty out there fighting and working on the field, and a great example there of Freegon just winning the ball out of nowhere. Liberty, even though on paper, like I said, it looks like it's going to be a tough game for them. They're definitely bringing the fight here early on.
Let's see if they can get some of their stars rolling. That was Glass with the touch.
Down on the sideline, we see a couple players starting to warm up here for Liberty North, so maybe those substitutions we talked about, perhaps we'll see those starting here in the next few minutes.
That's the one I wanted to see get up. ECAT is finally off the bench. She's about 5'2", but she is a bundle of energy, and she is one of the top soccer players in the city, and she teams well with Hinnenkamp. Like I said, they're a dynamic duo up front. We saw one shot on goal by Hinnenkamp. Here's Freegon. Trying to send it down the field to a teammate. Liberty North there to handle it. Cold night. There is ECAT. Ekaterina Theorides. She's going to Northwest Missouri State as a verbal. She's got 11 goals, 3 assists. And she's great on the cross. She's got 2 hat tricks on the year. But she gets out there. The energy, the offense should get sparked for Liberty North. Once again, the coach wanting to do a special lineup for all his seniors on senior night. There's one of them there, Monaco.
It's always a nice thing to see, too. I mean, at the end of the day, this game's probably not going to be decided in the first 15 minutes, and these kids have obviously earned playing time over the last 4 years.
Schmaltz setting up Wood with a distant shot, and the wrong crossbar she hit. She hits the football crossbar. Be a goal kick now. But Wood's an exciting player. This is one of their future stars. This girl right here, just mark it down. She's a sophomore, and she's an attacking mid, and she's got a good shot.
Yeah, I'd like to listen here for the impact again. I mean, you just hear it echoing. That was an absolute rocket with a little bit of help from the wind behind her. But, man, that, like you said, it hit the wrong crossbar, but she certainly hit it well.
Yeah, Liberty working against that wind as Freegon trying to hook up with Ortiz. And Schmaltz trying to kind of body it out of play, and they go to the ground. Let's see what the call is.
I think the foul's against Ortiz, and she could barely believe it. She was talking to the ref that she thought she got pulled down by the jersey, but it looked like both players certainly contact, but Ortiz was coming up from behind.
Well, you see the shielding, and then you see the grab late.
I think that's got to be on Ortiz, right? Ends up being a little WWE takedown there at the end.
Well, that's Schmaltz and Ortiz just going at it. Quickly throw it in. That's Hinnenkamp trying to get it to Monaco. There is Madeline, a returning star, who mentioned that she also played basketball going to St. Joe, Missouri Western to college. One of the seniors honored tonight on senior night. Schultz trying to connect there with Avery Garton. Wynn is playing havoc on the ball a little bit there. Ashley Boron and the defense for Liberty North. Right now, they really put the offense together.
Yeah, we've seen a couple long-range shots from Liberty North. That's been the only real offensive danger, but this could be a chance here as we have a foul. And we've talked a lot about Liberty having a chance for long-range free kicks, and this is where Jericho Freegon maybe can have a chance. She is going to stand over this one. It is into a breeze, but she's very dangerous from this distance.
Schmaltz with the foul. We saw Ortiz and Schmaltz. This ball is loose in the box. So Freegon put some RPMs on it. And I'll tell you what, the keeper that time was caught a little flat-footed angle. And it spilled, but able to get it out of the 6-yard box. Freegon going to send it down the field again to Ortiz. Boy, that would have been huge for Liberty to put one in the net early on. Well, the Eagles are running their senior night lineup out there. Here's another shot and a nice save.
2 long-range chances for Liberty in the last 30 seconds, and both coaches were hyping up the long-range free kicks of Jericho Freegon. Almost got a goal there, and then another follow-up with a good save by Engel. But, man, 2 good chances there for Liberty, almost out of nowhere, their first 2 of the match here.
Yeah, it's momentum-shifting action there by the Blue Jays, as they seem to have more pep in their step if they put a couple of shots on goal. Freegon involved. At Engel, yeah, he was a very good keeper going to Kansas City, Kansas Community College. He's only giving up 1 goal per game in her goal against average. I felt like she was tested on both those shots.
For sure, and on the first one, it looked like there was a defender there as well. Let's take another look, and it looked like maybe the defender and the goalkeeper got in the same area. And yeah, exactly. Engel, I think her view was blocked by the defender, which makes the save even that much better. And then another one just about 20 seconds later with another long-range shot. Oh, and that took a deflection, too, and able to make the nice save there. 2 good stops by Carly Engel, and especially the first one where she was kind of shielded. I don't even know how she saw it.
Who was the second shooter? It was like a blur across there. I had no idea who shot that save. It wasn't Freegon. It was a tough save, nonetheless, for Engel. And now getting the regular lineup back on the field for Liberty North. No more senior night. And there is ECAT, Ekaterina Theoridis, the junior top goal scorer for this Liberty North team. But more importantly, she is a good tandem with Hinnenkamp. and watch them on the counter. But Liberty right now is maybe the more confident team on the field right now, as Liberty North just getting settled in the game, getting their regular lineup finally out on the field 22 minutes into the game.
Yeah, Liberty certainly survived this initial start to the game and been pretty much an even matchup so far. But you see with ECAT coming on the field and immediately just sprinting all over the field, you see the speed and the danger she brings to the match. And we'll see if Liberty can keep kind of holding steady here, keeping this an even matchup, or if maybe things might switch pretty quickly in favor of the home side. I'm interested to see what these substitutions mean. Yeah, but no doubt on paper, you look at this, and not just record-wise, but talking to both the coaches, I mean, Liberty North is a loaded team. Great defensively, great goalkeeper, great forwards. Liberty's got some star players of their own, but not quite as many, at least not on paper. And they have struggled this year to score goals. So now with Liberty North at full strength here, it'll be interesting.
ECAT to Hinnenkamp, this is what they do. They're just that tandem, but a nice save by Chloe Watts with her 5 shutout halves, the senior.
She'll probably play the first half, we would assume, based on what we've seen from Liberty this year. They have 2 good goalkeepers, so likely going to see her in the first half and the freshman in the second half. But, of course, who knows? We'll always see how that plays out. Pretty good defense there. That was a nice long-range strike by Hinnenkamp, but she did have a player in her face, making that a more difficult shot. Again, Liberty getting possession here in the defensive half of Liberty North, and you see the rain starting to come down here in the stadium lights, and that could be a factor as well as we continue here for the rest of this match. We said it might be rolling in around 8 o'clock. It's 7:59, and now we see that rain starting to fall here.
Yeah, it's coming down.
Just makes the spring night that much better, Kevin.
Yep, adds to the spring weather we've been experiencing in April. Wind, cold. I mean, these girls have dealt with 50-mile-an-hour winds, hail, sleet. And they're still out there in T-shirts and shorts. And we're bundled up here in our winter coats in the press box and still shivering.
Very grateful right now for the indoor press box, I will say that.
That's a good point. And the door isn't swung wide open like it was at St. Thomas Aquinas at night. Here's Freegon. Sends a long ball down, and again the shielding, and instead Liberty will get it. The centering pass is handled by the North back line, but they had a chance there. As that was Sutton Richardson, who's one of their top goalkeepers, or goal scorers, is
like I said, Liberty playing very physical tonight. They're not intimidated at all. We'll see if the talent can win out here up top for Liberty North, but no fear by Liberty.
That was Hinnenkamp using her speed and sent it to the outside. That was Ava Baker, and the ball is knocked out. Our first corner of the game awarded to Liberty North on the work by Ava Baker. The seniors, wingers, second team all-conference player. And that means it's Lauren Wood time, I believe. She can handle this set piece.
Liberty's done a nice job defensively through the run of play, but have to be careful here on the set pieces as well.
It's going to be Ella Kramer, sophomore. And the ball is in the box. Liberty able to get it out. And Eagles can't save it on the sideline. Throw for Liberty. Blue Jays have won 3 of their last 4. As they won their last outing against Park Hill 2-0. That was on the 14th of April. Free kick awarded to the Blue Jays. And that'll be Mackenzie Smith for strong legs, sending it down the field. Well, we've seen the Blue Jays get a couple of shots on goal, and you mentioned the intimidation factor. I mean, you lose to a team 3-1, but everybody knows everybody in this city rivalry game. And the series pretty close, a slight edge to Liberty.
Well, not just the high school rivalry, you know, all these girls, a lot of them just grew up playing club soccer against each other too. I mean, they see each other year-round for years and years and years, even before they got here. So, you know, Liberty very impressive, holding their own. I think, you know, before the game, I would have thought Liberty North would have a great chance to win this game, but it's been pretty dead even so far, and even lately more possession for the visitors.
And there's ECAT getting involved, gets it to Hinnenkamp. Now ECAT puts it on her left foot. The ball is shot wide. And it's going to be another corner number 2 for Liberty North, but that's her presence, that's her speed. And she is a small package out there, real short young lady, headed to Northwest Missouri State. But an exciting player, and now she'll handle. Corner kick, goes near post, but not much doing there. Nobody able to run onto it.
Yeah, she also slipped and fell. Again, the turf, it's only been raining a few minutes, but she wiped out trying to take that corner and wasn't able to get a lot on it. And yeah, that will be, we talked about the wind earlier, but the slick turf will be an issue probably the rest of the night, assuming this rain continues. You know, the longer this game stays 0-0, or if Liberty can get that first goal, I think certainly favors the underdog. The longer they can keep things at a stalemate, the team that's expected to win, if you will, can get frustrated if they're not performing up to their standards. So certainly Tyler Nash, I think, would be the happier coach at this point. Even after the substitutions, Liberty still held their own here in the first half.
Good defense there by Avery Garton on the sideline. Throw now for North as the Ava Baker trying to find a teammate. She was looking for ECAT there. But they couldn't connect. ECAT and Hinnenkamp, they've combined for 21 goals this year in 9 games. They're the offensive stars for Liberty North. They haven't got them on track. Liberty's really been the more efficient offensive team here in the first half with a couple of nice shots on goal by Freegon.
Yeah, that being said, just look at what you see on your screen right now. There's 3 Liberty North jerseys in terms of defenders back, and there's 1 attacker for Liberty. A lot of Liberty players back defending, which they should be with the talent for Liberty North, but just looking at the numbers on the field, it's going to be tough for Liberty to get a goal unless it's a sudden counterattack against the run of play or a set-piece opportunity. Right now we look out there and it's 1-on-4 or 2-on-5 in terms of Liberty forwards versus defenders for Liberty North. So Liberty North, lots of people back defending, but lots of people defending as well for Liberty. It's going to be tough for Liberty North to score, but maybe even tougher for Liberty just because they don't have many numbers up top.
Well, they tried to hook up with Abigail Repke, and it's wide. Now the Eagles, it's far. Seen that one shot by Hinnenkamp. It was right at the keeper. Watts, no problem. Room service save there. Really haven't seen them get untracked, but once again they were playing with a senior night lineup for about 20 minutes before they got their regular group on the field turf. Now they're getting their playing legs going. Let's see if they can put something together before Hy-Vee at the half. Numbers and highlights brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee stores. Suburban Gold Conference Soccer and a city rivalry matchup. Blue Jays and Eagles from Liberty North on a rainy, cold night in Liberty.
And it's been a pretty even game so far. I'll be curious to see the halftime stats. Both teams with a couple long-range shots, but that's really been about it. Neither with a surefire, great goal-scoring chance thus far. really, actually, probably the best chances were for the visitors. Two very good saves. The other two long-range shots for Liberty North were both pretty routine saves, and Liberty hasn't had the ball as much in the attacking third, but, man, they had two great chances there in about a 20-second sequence.
Yeah, there was spillage on that first free kick by Freegon, but there's Freegon sending the North player to the deck. The North home side grumbling about no call after the man in the middle, Schwartz, was then calling everything, and then he'll call this one on.
I'm not gonna criticize referees often, but it's been a little inconsistent tonight. There is a full extension push, I believe, right there, and then not called. And then I think on the other end, this probably was a foul. You see a little elbow in the back, and that one is called. So I think both could have been called. One was not. But now, again, this is a very good scoring chance for Liberty, their best long-range shooter with another great free kick chance.
Yeah, Freegon, we've seen her. She can really zip it. She's going to let it go, and this one high and wide. She didn't get it on target. And I didn't want to nick angle too much. Didn't you think her defensive player kind of gave her an eye block on the that first one that she spilled? I mean, it's like she could not see the ball because her defender in front of her kind of blocked her vision person.
I think it made it that much more impressive of a save, to be honest, because the defender was trying to head it out, and I think the defender got right in front of her field of sight. So, yeah, that was even though it was spilled, I think it was an incredible save.
All of a sudden, a Liberty North matchup has just turned physical. Imagine that.
Right. I think we all probably saw that coming, and the underdogs bringing the fight tonight. Maybe with another chance here.
BBW runs it down in the corner. She's a very skilled player, college potential. Schultz. They've got some girls that are skilled and looking to play some college soccer. I feel like Schultz is being overlooked. She's got good speed, good skill. Freegon headed to K-State. I see Liberty North former player is here that's now playing at K-State. Maya Jones here to support the other seniors tonight. So this program for Liberty North, sending a girl to K-State. Maya Jones was a very good defender just a short time ago for the Eagles. Let's see if Camp can get going. Credit the back line for the Blue Jays. Guys like Smith and McGee and BBW have done a pretty good job. Camp and ECAT haven't been able to get on track. ECAT thought she had a corner.
I think it just barely rolled over the end line before she was able to kick it off the Liberty defender. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the Liberty, while they haven't scored at will this year, their defense has been pretty good, and they've been good here in the first half, and that's really going to be their key against this dynamite Liberty North offense.
Ball was turned over. ECAT tried to find Hinnenkamp. Hinnenkamp did not take the run. So the pass sailed down the field with no completion there. This team can strike really fast. I mean, going back to that March meeting, it was 1-0 for the longest time, and then 3 unanswered goals by the Eagles.
The way this game is going, though, it doesn't feel like there's 4 goals, right, in the second half plus the last 7 minutes of this half. But like you said, it was just 1 for a long time in their first matchup, with Liberty scoring first and then North getting 3 unanswered in the second half. So anything can happen, but cold, wind, rain, Liberty showing up really scrappy tonight. Definitely impressed by how they've been coming out and hanging tough here, and the longer they can keep this low scoring or no scoring, certainly in their advantage.
Shot is blocked there. Ella Kramer right into the defender. A nice heel pass. It doesn't amount to anything, but we're seeing more pressure offensively by the Eagles, the 9-0 undefeated team. First place in the Suburban Goal Conference. Let's see if they can get something on track before the halftime. On their senior night, they're having a pink out. He's wearing the pink for cancer awareness. Kenley Richardson. Coach was most impressed with the improvement by Richardson. Listed her as their most improved player, as Liberty will make the throw. It's 4 in, and that is Corinne Peregrine, like the Falcon. Junior. Out goes Carly McGee. It's Freegon sending it down the field. It was Sutton Richardson. She's a prolific scorer, and now we got a offsides call on the Blue Jays. Flag is up by the assistant referee. It's Nate Wagner. They got Ortiz with the violation. Now Hinnenkamp using that speed. Gets it to Ecat. Ecat turning, chipping, and just wide. So Ecat dialed up the 60 degrees lob wedge and sent one down there, and just sent it wide, but got the third corner of the night. Let's take another look here.
Yeah, apparently took a deflection there, and the goalie came out and floated over her head and just inches wide, nearly a deflection goal there.
Ecat going to go short. Shot in! Knocking it in, Ava Baker. The senior from distance as they went short. And let's double check this goal. I believe it was number 10 in blue. Ava Baker on senior night. A senior connects from downtown here. A long one, and it's 1-0 Liberty North.
You know, normally those short corners don't work, and this one worked to perfection. Just an absolute rocket. Saw the goalkeeper kind of cheating near post, and that was buried in the very top center of the net. Baker with a great strike off the short corner, and there's that breakthrough goal Liberty North is needed right before the half. It looked like Liberty was going to get to the half at 0-0, but that wasn't intended to be.
Yeah, just before halftime. 4 minutes and some change, and North striking. Here's Ecat working the in line. As once again, this offense is ramped it up a notch when number 2 in blue is out there. It just plays with so much energy. Exciting player.
Well, now how will Liberty respond? They fought their butts off to have this be a 0-0 game through 35 minutes. Now they've given up the goal.
Now Hinnenkamp trying to send one to Theoredes.
And they just, Kevin, they can't afford to concede the next goal. Against this steep odds with this loaded Liberty North team, they've given up the first goal. I'm sure that's disappointing, but now they have to stand tall, get to the half at 1-0. Worst case scenario, maybe they get one here in the last 4 minutes, but giving up the second goal, that would be a really, really tall mountain to climb for Liberty.
Saltman going with a long throw in. Aubrey gets it right back. She's a winger for this team, and she had a couple of goals last time I was here, the Blue Springs South game. I don't know which night the weather was worse. Both nights were terrible weather nights. His shot by Hinnenkamp is handled on a deflection by Watts, senior. It doesn't matter how bad the weather is, the Eagles just play right through it. They had a big scoring night that night. They scored 7 goals that night against Blue Springs South.
Good stuff from Liberty. As I mentioned, they need to respond in the right manner to conceding that goal and really keeping possession here for a chunk of time, which we haven't seen much of tonight, and earning a foul as well. Not that they want to go into halftime down a goal, but at this point, still a pretty good first half performance. If that's the score at halftime, the game's still within reach for the visitors, and I think Tyler Nash, all things considered, would be pretty happy with his team's first half performance if that's the score here in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, after the foul whistled on North, free kick Liberty. Just over 2 before Hy-Vee at the half. We'll have the numbers, the highlights, brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee stores. And now Hinnenkamp directing traffic, trying to link a pass with Saltman. She can't run it down. The wind had an effect on that ball as Saltman has good speed. And sophomore, another one of the future stars is Hinnenkamp, trying to set up her teammates.
Yeah, I agree with you on the wind. It actually looked like a perfectly weighted pass when it was kicked and just rolled about 6 inches too far over the end line. Now Liberty with the giveaway near midfield.
See the Blue Jays get it to their speedsters there. That was BBW running down the flank. They got Ortiz, who's a speedster. Now here's Freegon in space. She's very dangerous with the long-range kicks. If she can get a leg freed up, she can let one go from 25, 30 yards.
They've already had a couple dangerous free kicks here in the first half. One forced a diving save, one went just wide, but certainly that set piece opportunity is the way Liberty can get back into this.
Here goes ECAT. Here's her cross. And the header is sent wide, and she is very good at crossing it. And Hinnenkamp couldn't get this one on frame, but this is what she does. She goes and gets the ball, and she gets it to number 16 in blue, but Hinnenkamp's header is wide.
Yeah, great cross. Pretty good header, but tightly marked, unable to get much pace on that, and obviously unable to put it on frame.
Foul is whistled on Liberty. It's Hinnenkamp. 10 goals on the year. Looks like she's going to handle this set piece. Takes a glance to the bench area, but looks like she's on her own here, and she's going to let fly.
10, 9,
and too tall
8,
as
7, 6,
the public address announcer will count down the first halftime, and it's halftime. Senior night, Liberty North, Crossley Family Complex. Liberty got a couple of shots on goal, but nice saves there by Angle, even though she spilled one of them. But then on senior night, a little short corner, ECAT setting up Ava Baker with a long-distance dedication. Little Casey Kasem action. 1-0 North at halftime. 1-0, North leading Liberty in the Battle of Liberty, as North winning the first meeting back in late March, 3-1, leading 1-0 at halftime. Let's take a look at the first half numbers brought to you by Hy-Vee. What jumps off the page numbers-wise there?
Well, you see shots double for the home side, but shots on goal are even, and that's really the most important stat there on the screen. Liberty North does have 3 corner kicks to none. They scored on one of those 3 corner kicks. But really, shots on goal being even indicates this was a pretty even first half, which it was, although Liberty North gets the 1 goal.
That goal by Ava Baker. You know this is going to be a memory that she'll keep for a lifetime. Her senior night, I scored the first goal as she gets loosened up and warmed up on her senior night. That was a long-range shot. I mean, this little short corner by ECAT, who got the assist, her 4th of the year, and then Ava Baker cranking it in and scoring the goal. As you take a look at the Liberty huddle, as they seem pretty loose, like you were saying in the first half. I mean, once they got those 2 shots on frame, it was like they seemed like a different team, and if they could find some offensive mojo early on, look out. I think they're going to change their keeper, though. I think we'll see Brylin Mueller, the superstar freshman. Yeah, there she is, number 22 in pink. She's getting her warm-up going, and she is going to be the goalkeeper for the Liberty Blue Jays. They usually go Watts in the first half and the freshman Mueller in the second half, so that is going to be a change. But
see the flag there. Liberty will have the wind at their back this half, so as they try to mount the comeback, that could be a helpful factor. And we've talked about Jericho Freegon. One of the real scoring dangers is her long-range shot, and she'll have the wind on top of that in the second half. She had two pretty dangerous kicks into the wind in the first half, so the wind could be a factor as Liberty tries to mount a comeback here. Like you said, they look pretty loose, but Liberty North as well. I saw them down here just kind of dancing and goofing around before they went back onto the fields. I think both teams pretty loose, enjoying this rivalry game. Obviously, bragging rights on the line. Tyler Nash told me a game like this really brings out the best in both teams. It's like the Yankees versus the Red Sox, MUKU. It's a love-hate sort of thing. He said he loves playing them, but also certainly wants to beat them. And I think that's probably a fair point. The first half really did bring out pretty good performances by both teams, and Liberty, it took until they subbed on their best lineup, and even then it took them about 15 minutes before they could finally get that breakthrough goal.
Angle still in the nets for the Liberty North Eagles. She is 9-0 on the year. 3 clean sheets, and trying to get her fourth tonight as we are underway with the second half. Final 40 on senior night for Liberty North, and the Eagles now working against the wind. The rains have lightened up a bit. It's still a cold, wet, windy night here in Liberty. As ECAT going to play the entire second half. And now breaking out. Oh, man, they tried to get it on the foot. Did Hinnenkamp, trying to find ECAT. Wood trying to get it back for the Eagles. Once again, the new keeper for Liberty is a freshman, but don't underestimate this ninth grader. She is a very good goalkeeper. They say a future college goalkeeper in Mueller for Liberty. As here's Hinnenkamp, and she nearly beat the freshman there as she tried to volley it past her and sent it wide.
Give some credit to the goalkeeper, though, coming well off her line and really making that a challenge. Not only did Hinnenkamp have a defender on her hip, she had the goalkeeper right in her face as well. So two things sort of working there to distract her, and just inches wide, but Hinnenkamp causing danger really out of nowhere. A minute ago, she absolutely torched a Liberty defender, and there received the pass and was able to create her quick shot. You can tell why she's such a highly regarded player. 10 goals on the season, and nearly had her 11th right there.
And the free kick awarded to Lauren Wood. And the Eagles against the wind. You see the wind affecting the ball there. It's just knocking it down. Goes right back to Wood. Wood getting freed up for a shot. Lets it go and hits the crossbar. Headed by ECAT, but saved by Mueller. What a save by the freshman. As ECAT, now what are they going to say, a goal? They say the ball crossed the line is what the man in the middle is saying, and it's a goal for Liberty North despite the protest of the keeper. Now there's no instant replay. We're going to show it to you, but this goal will count. But let's see what the freshman's screaming about.
It looked like at least part of the ball got across the line, as we'll take another look here. She was well in the goal, got up late, made the stop there. The ball comes down outside across the line, but where was it when her hands first touched it? Man, that was close. If nothing else, part of the ball was across the line, but was the entire ball over? That's the spot right there. And the entire ball has to cross the goal line for that to be a goal. And I don't know if it happened. It was so close, Kevin.
Well, it'll be the 12th goal of the year for ECAT. I'm with the ninth grader.
Yeah, I agree. If I had to say this is what I think happened, I don't think that ball got entirely across the line. Part of the issue, I think, was the perception. The goalie was so far back in the goal. When she finally came out, the ball was already starting to drift over the line.
Yeah.
And it was too close to call, but at the end of the day, the referee has to make a decision, and he calls it a goal. And that could really determine the outcome of this game tonight.
I did not see the ball cross the goal line. That's the whole ball has to cross the goal line.
Correct, yep. I do think part of the ball was across, but it was impossible to see from our vantage point, or really the ref's vantage point, if the entire ball did go across. But like you said, no video review.
Yeah, no VAR here in Liberty tonight on this beautiful night, chilly night. Let's take another look. We're going to do our own VAR, and then Dave Borchard's going to handle all the calls.
I think our outstanding team in the truck's going to try to pause this right when the goalkeeper's hands first make contact. Ooh, her body's in the goal. Her hands come down outside. Where was the ball when her hands first touched it? It's impossible to see from this angle. Again, yeah. I do think part of the ball is over the line right there, but I don't think the entire ball got over. Tough call for Liberty, but very, very close for sure.
Yeah, it's a tough call. The referee in charge tonight is Luke Schwartz. And, it's a tough call. And it goes to the home team on their senior night, and it's a big goal. As now it's 2-0 in favor of Liberty North.
Well, give the home team credit. I mean, they have been all over Liberty the first couple minutes here, the second half. That wasn't the first chance either. Hinnenkamp had a chance just about a minute before that. So Liberty North has come out with all sorts of momentum in the second half, all over the Liberty defense, and you could kind of feel like a goal was coming. It's just not entirely sure if that one should have counted.
Sending it down is Garton finding Freegon. Freegon nails it off her teammate's left shoulder. As that was Emery Glass just trying to get out of the way. Now here comes the Blue Jays trying to get their offense going. The ill-advised pass stolen. Now they send it down. ECAT has great speed, not that great, as Mueller will track it for the Blue Jays.
Very interested to see her play in the second half. She was really hyped up by both coaches as the potential to be a future star. You can see she's already been tested twice here in the opening minutes of the second half. I don't think she necessarily did anything wrong on either plays, but you can see from her stature she's not the tallest goalkeeper. And that last time, it was her lack of height that seemed to kind of cost him on the initial shot. Couldn't quite reach it, hits off the crossbar. She stumbled backwards into the back of the goal, and the header was floating in the air, it seemed like, for 5 seconds before she could get her hands on it, and just a tad too late.
Mahonic trying to get it to ECAT. Now here's Freegon back the other way, trying to get it to her teammate. And she gets it, and the shot is sent wide. Whoa, what an effort there by Schultz with her left foot. Now Schultz is a skilled player. Great pass by Freegon. Angle was there, and this one just sent wide, but what an opportunity for the Jays.
Yeah, both coaches told us Allie Schultz can really run at the defense. She's been really kept under wraps tonight, but tonight she got behind the back line, absolutely rocketed that shot, and she had the goalkeeper beat, but pushed it just wide. Great first-time hit there, though.
Yeah, Schultz just said she's getting college look. She's excellent in the classroom, very high grade point average. On the scouting report, I got it pretty simple: fast and skilled. And colleges need to take a look at this young lady. Allie Schultz, junior, has 1 goal, 2 assists for the Blue Jays, and nearly got her second there as she sent it wide. Richardson finding Seltman. It's a very strong back line for the Eagles. They don't give up much person back there. As there is McKinley Richardson, who's headed to Culver Stockton to play college soccer. Kramer to the outside. Good defensive work by the Blue Jays back line. battling for it. It'll be a throw for Ava Baker, who has the first goal in this match. Gets it to Hinnenkamp. Skilled. Nice save by Mueller, who came out and cut off the angle. Here's another long-distance shot. And sent, just to the sideline this time. There's a nice save by the freshman there, and that one was point blank with a big-time, future college player in Hinnenkamp.
Yeah, great save. You can see why she's been getting all the hype. I'm not sure if that was saved off her face or her chest, but either way, she sacrificed her body and made a huge stop to keep Liberty within striking distance. That would have been the nail in the coffin, I think, if Hinnenkamp had buried that one.
And a free kick awarded to the Eagles, and Lauren Wood will do the honors as you take a look at the freshman keeper Mueller. 9 shutout halves for the Blue Jays. And this time they're going to cross it. And the header is off the football crossbar. And that was Ella Kramer. Ella, a sophomore, has a goal on the year. And let's see, this time they don't put it on goal. They try to get to a teammate.
Really good service there, but the header obviously straight up instead of directed down into the back of the net. But great service. The runner beat the defender, but unable to put that header on frame.
And ECAT, heavy touch, lost it. But it's kicked out by Liberty, and it'll be a north throw from the side. She has an assist on the first goal, does Ekaterina Theoridis. I said, surely this young lady has a shorter name. It's like Giannis, the Greek freak. Now she just goes by ECAT. I'm like, I like it. It's short, sweet, and that's what we'll call her, because a lot of vowels in that Greek name.
Yeah, it's always better for us if we don't have to worry about butchering someone's name, because then they get mad. And if they have a catchy nickname, you might as well go with that, and just helps build the hype a little bit. And she deserves the hype. She's made a big impact. This was 0-0 before she came on.
Now Hinnenkamp back to a teammate to let a long one go, and shot is no good. That was Wood, and Wood got under that ball. Wood, very capable long-range shooter, though. I like what was in the soccer mind that time of Hinnenkamp, setting up Wood, because we've seen Wood. She's got 3 goals on the year. Goal kick now, Mueller. Well, if you're the Blue Jays, Dave, you got to get Freegon, you got to get Schultz going here. You got the wind. Let's see if they can get number 6 going again. She had the best opportunity.
It's interesting as you say that. I looked at the flags a minute ago, and it seems like the wind is almost completely died down, which is unfortunate for Liberty.
Here's Lauren Wood. Pass to Hinnenkamp is a good one. Hinnenkamp, the moves and the goal as she beats the freshman. And that is a big-time player, ladies and gentlemen. Headed to the University of Florida, playing in the SEC. Megan Hinnenkamp with her 11th goal of the year. Wood set it up.
Yeah, and Brylan Mueller didn't have much of a chance here. She took a chance to come off her line, trying to be big, take away the angle. But Hinnenkamp, you see it here, makes the goalie commit. Great touch around, able to bury it before the last defender can get there and save it. And like you said, that's a great player making a great play. Credit to Mueller for trying to come out and make the save, but Hinnenkamp just too good on that one.
And Wood will get the assist. That is her 2nd of the year. So now it is 3-0 in favor of the Eagles over the Blue Jays in the Battle of Liberty girls soccer. On the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, Kevin White, Dave Borchard, our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew, braving some very cold, wet conditions here in Liberty for, that's pretty much par for the course in spring sports in Kansas City, especially for the months of March and April thus far. Hopefully things will improve when we turn the calendar to May, but I wouldn't bet on it.
At this point, I'm just hoping we're done with the snow. We got to be done with the snow, right? I mean, Easter's in the rearview mirror now.
Yeah, I would think we're done with the snow, but these cold, wet, windy days, they're still in the offing, I would imagine. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't expect any more snow. But
well, the good news is we'll be complaining about the heat here in about 8
weeks.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, it's hot and humid days upcoming. As the Blue Jays, Garton got a touch there. Freegon trying to run it down. Now we're seeing the body shielding again, and it's good work there by Schultz, the defender.
Well, and if Liberty's going to have any chance here to pull off what would be a pretty miraculous comeback, they're really going to have to throw a lot of numbers forward. We saw it there. Whereas earlier in the game it was one attacker versus 3 defenders. That time it was a 3v3 with Liberty really throwing numbers up the field, trying to kind of equalize things. But, of course, the risk with that is now you have less defenders back, and it could risk being 4-0, 5-0 sort of game. So Liberty has got that fine line now of needing to be ultra-aggressive but not wanting to sacrifice too much on defense because, I mean, let's face it, they're going up against a very, very talented Liberty North offense.
Schultz was working the back line. She's headed to McKendree, a Division II school to play soccer, as here is ECAT. Wow, just working that sideline so well. And ball is tapped out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Such a pest out there, number 2 in blue, Theorides for Liberty North. Now, little runner, near post. Mueller handles it nicely. I think we had a handball there as Theorides is shaken up. I think she got a elbow into her rib cage there. Or knee. She got a knee. All right.
That's even worse.
Yeah. So that is the call.
Taking our look here.
Yeah, just a high boot there. Yeah, a little high boot there whistled on Sutton Richardson. And Theorides, she got scratched by the cleats. One hopper and Mueller handles it nicely again. So Liberty North continues to pepper the freshmen. They got 2 past her here in the second half. ECAT with a goal and Hinnenkamp. Their 2 leading goal scorers as Hinnenkamp trying to get it back.
You mentioned it earlier, these 2 teams played previously this season. Liberty North won that game 3-1. This game 3-0. Looks like it may end up finishing with a somewhat similar score line. And give Liberty credit for 35 minutes. This game was 0-0, and they were putting together a pretty good performance. But the talent of Liberty North is really won out here in the last 5 minutes of the first half, first 15 minutes here in the second half.
Oh, there's a giveaway, and now Freegon will let it go. And one hopper easily handled near post by Angle, who's looking for her 4th clean sheet. Jericho Freegon with the shot.
And we've talked about her long-range shot all night. Didn't hit this quite as well as she has a couple free kicks tonight. Obviously, didn't even get to the goal in the air, but she does have a rocket right foot, but didn't hit that one 100%. Man, watching her free kicks, that is worth the price of admission for sure.
Throw in for the Blue Jays, 8-4 on the year. They did beat Liberty North last year in overtime on this field. But they lost the all-important district game. I beg your pardon, it was, that was 2-1 in the first matchup. North won at Liberty, and then 2-1 at North, favoring the Blue Jays. So both teams winning games. As Freegon with the left foot. Again, not much steam on that shot, and Angle right there to make another save. Carly Angle, second team All conference, or all district. And a returning start ahead to KCK, Kansas City, Kansas Community College. He wants to go to a Division I school after that.
Liberty North, if they can hang on here, will move to 10-0. And talking to Steve Person a few days ago, he said the district finals last year still kind of has that bad taste in their mouth. Obviously for this year, they're looking to get another conference title, be the #1 seed again in the district, get to the final, and try to at least get one game further this year. So that loss last year still kind of sticking with them and something they're using as motivation throughout the season. And they look poised to have another really, really good season this year and a great chance to get another conference title.
Yeah, a couple mistakes. Park Hill South got a couple of goals, and they're chasing the game. They can't get it done, and Park Hill South wins the district last year over Liberty North. But talking to Coach, I mean, he feels like we have enough to go as far as we want, was the quote he gave me, as he feels like this team, especially with that duo up front and the back line that they have and the goalkeeping they get from Angle, I tend to agree with him.
He was also talking to me about the great chemistry of this team. He said lots of returning players. They have strong relationships. He said when you have good chemistry and you have good talent, you have a chance to have a really great season, and that's where Liberty North is right now. They're about to go 10-0, it looks like, and he said he hopes these kids realize their potential. Like you said, he feels like the sky's the limit for this team, and they're certainly off to a great start this season, and maybe they can take that next step this year and really do something special.
Yeah, I like the way this team is looking. I mean, as far as the conference is concerned, I thought Lee Summit West would be one of the top teams, and they were able to handle them 3-1. So you've already beaten one of the top teams. Lee Summit North, pretty good team. They beat in overtime, so they've handled some of the best teams in the conference. But we'll see how it works out as far as, like you said, the district and the seeding. They're trying to get that #1 seed as Monaco battling the Liberty defender all the way to the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Liberty.
What if you're drawing up how you want to build a team? If you said 2-star goal scorers, a strong back line, and a veteran good goalkeeper, that's a great starting point. And not to say there aren't good midfielders on this team, because there are, but Liberty North just very balanced. There's no glaring weak spots on this team, and Liberty's had a few good chances tonight, but a lot of those have been long-range shots. Liberty North has been very solid defensively, especially near the goal.
Seltman working hard there on the sidelines, knocking it down the field. Now trying to get around the Liberty defender, the cross, and trying to get it to ECAT. And looks like it's going to be a, I'm going to say a corner awarded to the Liberty and North squad. This will be their 4th of the night. ECAT just couldn't get control there. Good defense by Carly McGee, as ECAT will, 5-2, 5-3, will send it out of the corner. Oh, she is a good passer. That was a shot taken, and just wide of the far post. As that was Hinnenkamp. Boy, she's got a laser for a shot. And Mueller, I don't know. Was she over there this time, Dave? I don't. Well, yeah, she was over there. Yeah, it'll be Hinnenkamp shot on goal, but
a left-footed shot as well. She's skilled with both feet, and like you said, ECAT good with the service. Put that ball into a very dangerous spot. Eventually, it bounces to Hinnenkamp, and strong left-footed shot, but she puts it just wide.
Yeah, Hinnenkamp really benefits from this girl right here. ECAT sets up Hinnenkamp, and Hinnenkamp's a good passer too, but I feel like those crosses, those set pieces where ECAT, she's just an excellent passer of the ball, and I think everybody, we talk, going goal scoring and assists, but sometimes just the there's a guy in the EPL named Kevin De Bruyne, and he doesn't score a lot of goals, but man, he makes some great passes that set people up. Not comparing ECAT to Kevin De Bruyne. Don't even send me anything. I don't want to get it. So
it does sound like, though, if you were a college coach, you might try to recruit both of these star strikers to the same school.
Well, yeah, that would be you want to keep the package together. But according to Coach Person, right now ECAT wants to go to Northwest Missouri State. She's a verbal commit to the Bearcats.
Liberty, as the game drags on, and now it seems very unlikely they'd be able to come back in this one. Maybe a little bit of fight left this game, and what we saw, a pretty feisty, physical first half. We haven't seen as much of that the last few minutes.
Well, yeah, Tyler Nash, the young coach, graduate of Liberty High, and got married in season. How about that? I don't know how you can pull that. You play a game, you win against Park Hill, and then you get married later in the day. It was a good day for him. Casey, his new wife, is a teacher as well in the North Kansas City School District, a 6th grade teacher. She teaches at Eastgate. So congratulations to them. I think April 9th was the big wedding day for Tyler and Casey, as a foul whistled on Kramer for North.
So I assume the honeymoon will be after the season. They didn't go to
I didn't ask. He didn't tell me
Missouri
about
for
it.
a day.
I saw it on social media, and I'm like, I asked one of the assistant coaches, and I said, no, it was on social media, but he didn't talk about it much. So, all right. Hey, I'm just looking for a couple of nuggets. All right, throw me a bone. Give me a in-season marriage. Come on. Got to dig that out off of social media.
Do you have the story of how he proposed? Do you?
No, I got nothing.
No.
I got zero. I got wind biscuits on a windy, cold night. Oh, as Freegon with the foul this time, and that's Wood hitting the deck. Wood will pull herself up, and she'll probably take the set piece here.
Nobody from Liberty's helping her up. You kind of expect that, and no doubt the foul here. It's been pretty chippy game. Not a huge push there, but definitely a little bit of a shove from behind by Freegon. And according to the field here, we got about a 27-yard free kick.
Well, I beg your pardon. Wood picks herself off the turf and gives way to Hinnenkamp on a set piece, looking for some header action there. And they got it in the box. The player got the header, but the header went the wrong direction. And now Wood trying to reset something up, as that's a shot by Monaco that's deflected but handled easily by Mueller. Monaco, one of the seniors being honored tonight. She's all smiles. Ball loose on the field and collected by North. I think the seniors have had a pretty good night. Baker's scored. Monaco's had a good night. The stars have come out, and ECAT and Hinnenkamp scored more goals as they continue their very high goal-scoring season. And there's ECAT.
Well, she's just a really tough matchup one-on-one. When she's going up against a single Liberty defender, she's winning 90% of those matchups. And, if your coach, Tyler Nash, maybe you try to throw an extra defender over there. We see that with Sporting KC when Johnny Russell has the ball and he's dribbling. A lot of times a second or even a third defender will run over, and ECAT is just so dangerous when she gets the ball out on that wing. It's very tough to contain her.
And she'll have the throw. As now Ava Baker gets a nice round of applause as she comes out of the lineup, as she is a senior and a goal scorer tonight on senior night.
Yes. Right now would be the game-winning goal if the scoreline holds.
Like I said, I don't think she'll soon forget this night. I mean, this is a special night with the your parents are here and your teammates, your ex-teammates. I've seen some girls that played in the past come back and honor these seniors. It's just a special night all around, and if you can get a W over your city rivals, you know, that's even more satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a pretty perfect senior night so far for Liberty North. Can't ask for much more than this. I guess you could ask for nicer weather, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be good memories and a good box score for the home team, it looks like.
You're not going to get it, so yeah, you can ask for it all you want, but and now here's a centering pass, and Bohonic kind of only got about an eighth of the ball there.
That was
Miss it.
Golden opportunity for sure, and when the ball's bouncing and you have to hit it first time, it's never
tough.
an easy
No, it's
thing.
not easy, but yeah, she just couldn't get her left foot on it. Bohonic is headed to Kirksville Truman State University. And a lot of girls going to play college soccer. Always love to see that. As they continue to play. And now a nice steal there by Bohonic. Now to ECAT. I thought she's on the other side of the field. She's everywhere. You just see a little short girl, number 2, running around.
Yeah, she had definitely been on the far sideline this entire half, so there was a switch there.
What's going on there? She's not coming off. She said, "You sat me the first 20 minutes of the game, Coach. I'm gonna stay out there." Back to the keeper angle. Next action will be a couple of days from now, a Thursday game at Park Hill for Liberty North. As far as the Blue Jays, they also play Thursday the 21st. They'll be at Ray Peck, so both teams will have conference games. As some skills shown there by the back line. That was Lauren Wood. Lauren Wood. Lauren has skills. I mean, you may be a three-pronged attack. I mean, you might have ECAT, Hinnenkamp, and then Wood can get up there and do some things for you. And that's just more of a thorn in the side of opponents that have to deal with her and this team. There's ECAT all over the field, now sending the ball down the field, wanting her teammate Hinnenkamp to run under it, and Hinnenkamp does chase it down. Mueller is off her line, but the defense able to knock it out. So there you see that connection. ECAT to Hinnenkamp, and Hinnenkamp running it down, beating the keeper to the ball. Well, that was kind of tie goes. That was a tied situation there, but Hinnenkamp
tie goes to the goalie when they don't score, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. But yeah, and then she was sprinted back quickly as well because there was an open goal, but only for about 2 or 3 seconds. So again, the freshman Mueller really showing some guts there, coming quick off the line and able to at least get part of the ball.
I mean, the loose ball was the 50-50 between the keeper and Hinnenkamp, and loose ball was gathered by Hinnenkamp, but nothing materialized. So Mueller, she is, like I said, rave reviews from other coaches in the city that they think that she could be a future star keeper, and she's only a 9th grader. And
that's a nice ball.
Oh, nice ball. Setting up Kramer, but the defense is there and knocking it away. Ball knocked out. Next week on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, we've got boys baseball, Liberty in action. This time the boys baseball team. And the ball knocked in the box and knocked into the net. And the goal by, guess who? The girl we were just talking about, Lauren Wood. No, it's Monaco. I beg your pardon, number 6 on senior night. So Monaco gets the goal, the second senior to score tonight.
Started here with a dangerous cross from the wing. The goalie gets a tip on it, but unable to hold it. Bouncing around the box, and it just hammered in from about 3 feet out in front of goal. And just adding some insult to injury here. Liberty North, a goal when this game seemed to already be over. And now they're in a commanding 4-0 lead.
So the second goal of the year for Madeline Monaco. Yeah, I got the 6s and 8s. My old eyes just not wearing. I guess I should use binoculars while we call these games. But Monaco, able to shield the ball with her body and knock it in the net. And now it's a 3-goal second half for the Eagles. Baker scored in the first half, then ECAT, Hinnenkamp, and Monaco. Monaco, second goal of the year. She has an assist.
When you know Liberty's just dying to get something here, 1 goal, just even if it's just for morale. 4-0, 7 minutes left. This game should be over. But man, 1 goal would make you leave with a little something positive for Liberty, who really played almost a perfect first half until the last 5 minutes, and then second half has been controlled by Liberty North.
Liberty North, highly rated in the city, undefeated. As we'll get a throw coming in from Kirsten Schmaltz. You saw Kirsten's twin sister, Cameron. They are not identical twins. They are fraternal twins. Now Liberty will get the throw. As we wind this one down, all in all, a good senior night. 2 seniors scoring. Monaco and Baker. And then the usual suspects, the 2 superstars for Liberty North. Theoridis and Hinnenkamp. Now, they're just trying to get a clean sheet for their senior keeper, Angle, to be her 4th of the year. And you could, as Dave mentioned, other than the weather, it could be a, storybook night for Liberty North.
Well, they're not satisfied to just stop with this 4-0 lead. They keep pushing forward here, and maybe a chance to tack on another here in the dying moments.
No, they'll keep playing. This is an aggressive, fast team that just really will get after you, and they're not a bus parking team, from what I can gather. They keep coming at you, and they love scoring goals, and they've got girls that can do it. Monaco, that last touch, just scored their last one. Here's Richardson showing some skills there. Coach said she has really worked hard, and she's our most improved player, and he's so proud of McKinley, number 7 in blue.
And tough for Liberty here. We see 1 forward and 3 dark blue jerseys for her to try to navigate by herself, and Liberty North content just to kind of keep possession here. We talked about them wanting to keep scoring, which they do, but also at some point you pass it back to the goalie, pass it back amongst the defenders like we're seeing here. You can kind of kill off this game.
Well, if ECAT and Hinnenkamp are out there, goals can still be had, and I see number 2 out there, and I see number 16 out there, so this little girl right here, she's 5'2", 5'3", and she's going to keep coming at you. Now, maybe see Hinnenkamp is kind of faded back, Dave, so maybe they are trying to pass it around and run some clock here, and she's not in her more forward position. Maybe they're just going to be content to just pass it, to keep possession and keep the clock running. Under 4 to play in regulation, and trying to deliver Angle, their senior keeper on senior night, her 4th clean sheet.
It is interesting seeing Hinnenkamp dropping into that midfield role, maybe trying to get a goal for one of the other players who's not used to playing up top, spark some confidence there. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Person's thinking with that, but obviously Hinnenkamp, no problem dropping into the midfield. She looks totally natural and comfortable there as well.
Well, they got a couple of seniors goals, and M&M, Madeline Monaco, and Ava Baker in the first half. Like I said, now they're just trying to kill off this game, go to 10-0, and stay in the Northland at Park Hill Thursday night. Goes Hinnenkamp with that speed. Hinnenkamp, head on a swivel. Just using her skills. Can't get it to Monaco. Looked like that's who she was trying to get it to. In the box.
Nice defending by Liberty. Hinnenkamp kind of ran into a brick wall there.
Cat won't be able to run that one down. And Clark continuing to run.
2 minutes remaining.
As we go under 2 minutes, this team will go to 8-0 conference-wise, as this is a conference game tonight, and then 10-0 overall. And remember, last year they were a 15-win team, so they're on a mission this year. Some good players as well, but they've got good young players coming up. They've got goal scorers. Dave mentioned they got kind of the triple threat. The good back line, good keeper, and they got girls that can put it in the net. So big things expected, but you know how the playoff soccer goes. One bad night, nice season goes by the wayside as this ball is out on the sideline. Liberty with a throw.
Yeah, it's one of the best things and also can be one of the most frustrating things about soccer. You could destroy a team and lose 1-0.
Yeah.
And like you said, you could go undefeated and you have one bad half of soccer and you could be out in the playoffs. So it makes soccer excruciating and amazing at the same time. And I know Liberty North did not like how last season ended, and hopefully they can have better success this year once they get to the postseason.
Well, we're under a minute. Blue Jays will drop to 8-5, 0-2 against their rivals. Angle using the gamesmanship and taking her time, running clock. She'll get her fourth clean sheet of the year on a senior night. Tell you what. They drew it up nicely. Got a couple of senior goals from Baker and Monaco. The Stars came to play after they got ECAT on the field after 20 minutes of sitting. And Hinnenkamp scored. Monaco all smiles. And the seniors will celebrate on senior night with a win over their rivals with their hair all braided nicely. And 4-0 will be your final. Liberty North continues their undefeated season as they're now 10-0, 8-0 in the conference. And there's some of the seniors. Ashley Boron headed to play at MCC Blue River Community College. Now the Blue Jays had a couple of chances early on. Freegon was denied by Angle as they'll drop to 8-5. And we've got Hy-Vee postgame coming your way next. You're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week right here on Spectrum Sports. Well, it was a good senior night. If you're Liberty North, Dave Borchard, I'll tell you what, they had all the elements. They got their seniors some goals, and they got a clean sheet for a senior keeper. And I tell you what, ECAT and Hinnenkamp, their stars, came to play as well.
Yeah, really a complete performance by the Liberty North Eagles. Even the first 35 minutes when it was 0-0 and Liberty was fighting and scrapping, and it was a pretty even game. Even at that point, Liberty North really didn't give away anything other than a couple long-range chances. And then once that first goal happened, you saw a little bit of cracks in Liberty, and then the second half was all Liberty North. A complete performance, 4-0. They're now 10-0 and got a huge win, a dominant win tonight over their crosstown rivals.
Want to say special thanks to the school ADs. Lane Green, our good friend there, celebrating a Jayhawks basketball championship. Jason Cahill. Thanks to our coaches, Steve Burst and Tyler Nash. Our producer, Joe Novacek. For Dave Borchard and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew, Kevin White saying so long from Liberty North on senior night. The Eagles beat the Blue Jays 4-0 as we say good night from Liberty.